Hello everyone, back with another video. So I've got a few charity shop pickups which I wouldn't have shown for a while into another video, but I've had a package come through from Blue Roy Movies. He did say he was sending this. I can't remember what's in it. He did, I think he said over the last weeks or months that he's putting it together, and yeah, maybe he sent me certain pictures or asked if I wanted certain things, or I might have mentioned it on the channel. So yeah, I think he has told me some things that are in here, but I've completely forgot. And then yeah, got a few things from charity shops, so I'll move that one over. I'll show you that. I show this one from Roy first. So incidentally, Roy has just released his top 80s films ranking, which I kind of tagged him in. I thought he'd already been tagged, so I didn't tag him in the actual video, but then I did change the description after, as Roy said he kind of wanted to have a go at it. But yeah, for some reason, I didn't think he'd already done it, because I would have watched it, but yeah, I thought he'd already been tagged. Roy's got a lot more subscribers than I have, knows a lot of the people in the community, so I thought someone must have tagged Roy to do that. So yeah, I haven't actually watched it myself yet, but sure, it's good, as all of Roy's content is. Probably got some funny jokes in there. So yeah, go and watch that. I'm sure everybody knows Roy's channel, knows Roy's sense of humour. Yeah, considering Spurs are probably getting relegated and he's a Spurs fan, he's still been in a quite chipper sense of mood. Being a Bristol Rovers fan since I was a kid, I've spent many years in the doldrums, suffering non-league football, getting relegated, having Joey Barton as our coach. For those that aren't into football, I'll stop going on about football. This is a film channel, but yeah, I thought I'd just preface that. But yeah, Roy, one of the first YouTubers that sort of welcomed me into the community. Very hospitable. My categories are very good film knowledge, watches a very diverse amount of films, from some old sort of classics, film noir, some more modern stuff, some even very sort of messed up, gory stuff that, yeah, not everybody would give a go. But yeah, I think Roy's watched the likes of Salò and a Serbian film, so he's quite adventurous. Yeah, great channel, great guy. I'll stop blowing smoke up his ass, because I think the last video when I spoke about Roy, maybe he tagged me in something. I think I went over all this and said all the same kind of things, but recently reached 1,000 subscribers, so very well done. Congratulations, Roy. And he has done a giveaway. I think somebody called The Wicker Man won it. If he's going to be burning in a huge effigy, then it's probably not worth having the prize. Maybe he'll move it on to somebody else. Right, so I've opened the box. That took a minute. What's in the box? Very well shrink wrap. Yeah, I do have a few things to send to you, Roy. Yeah, I'll see about getting that sent off soon. Ooh. Don't know what this is in the top, but it sounds... Ooh. Just for you. Oh, thank you, Roy. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was wondering what this is. I was like, why would Roy send me a little loving trinket? It's not even Valentine's Day or April Fool's, but thank you, Roy. Yeah, I'll put this up in the background somewhere. But yeah, being as I didn't win the highly coveted, life-defining mug that Roy was giving away, then I guess it's the next best thing. So yeah, I wasn't expecting this. I thought it was just going to be films. I did have something rattling around. The parcel did feel a bit of a weird shape. Every said when they kicked it, it hurt his foot. But yeah, just for you, with a flipping the bird, I guess you call that, middle finger. But yeah, thank you, Roy. I'll put that. Should I put it up on here? It's not going to stay. You can't really see it. I'll just put it there for now, so you can see it in the background. Actually, you can't, because I'm now sat in the way of it, but it's up there. Can you see it? Blends in a bit. I'll move it further along. Put it in front of Suspiria, so it blends in with the black. Yeah, thank you, Roy. I wasn't expecting that. Lots of bubble wrap. Which is good, because I can reuse that in the next parcel, either when I send Roy's package off, or when I send it to somebody else. Sure, somebody will benefit from this communal bubble wrap. Right, so let me show you. The box is empty. before I put a sword through it with a special helper inside. I don't have Debbie McGee. Unfortunate. Oh, I say unfortunately, I guess she's dead now, so R.I.P. Right. I try not to look at the top one each and then I'll hide it for myself. So yeah, I know Roy did speak about this a while ago. Dr. Zhivago. Wouldn't it have been lovely if we met before? So yeah, I think this was doing the rounds a while ago. Stuart, Jodie, a few people had watched this, and I said I'd heard of it, but never watched it. Didn't really know what it was about. From 1965. But yeah, I heard it's a classic. I guess along the lines of like Lawrence of Arabia, and Ben-Hur and stuff like that. I'm thinking right. David Lean. Right. So yeah, Roy and Stuart has been on a David Lean hype, watching like the Blythe Spirit and things. It's a Russian film. Not gonna lie, when Roy sent the photo of this, I actually thought these were 2 lumps of chocolate. But I think it looks more like a mink stolen a mink hat. I don't know. Let me know if this has any relevance to what's in the film. Maybe it is just some furry chocolate. Maybe it's some hairy milk. Peerless filmmaker of Substance and Scale, David Lean directs Boris Pasternak's tumultuous tale of Russia divided by war and hearts torn by love. Epic images abound, revolution in the streets, an infantry charge into no man's land, the train ride to the Urals, an icebound dacha. Omar Sharif plays the title role. Julie Christie is his haunting long-time love Lara, and both are caught up in the tidal wave of history. Don't know if there are sex scenes will be as... Actually, it's a PG, so they're probably not as intense as they are in Don't Look Now. Where was I? Tidal wave. Hauntingly scored by Maurice Jarre, let me know, Roy, who earned one of the film's 5 Academy Awards, and full of indelible performances. Dr. Zhivago is a movie-making wonder. 200 minutes, so 3 hours 10 minutes. 3 hours 20 minutes. Mild violence and sex references. But yeah, still sealed. So yeah, thank you, Roy. Not just a good one to have in the collection. You know, I guess eventually you've got to get a lot of these classics if you call yourself a film fan. But also, yeah, I will actually get round to watching that. Although, I guess maybe it's one of those films that has like an interlude halfway through. Otherwise, I'll make my own interlude. But yeah, thank you, Roy. See how I get on with it. I'm not sure if it'll be one I love, but... Clint Eastwood, Joe Kidd. So I've never even heard of this. Clint Eastwood stars as former bounty hunter turned hired gunslinger Joe Kidd, who finds himself in the middle of a range war in rough and rugged New Mexico, following an armed uprising by local Mexican revolutionaries who claim they've been cheated out of their land. Kidd is hired to quell the rebellion by a wealthy land baron, played by Robert Duvall, with interest in the disputed territory, but Kidd and his employer's interests are soon at odds when he falls for a beautiful Hispanic rebel in this top-notch action adventure from acclaimed veteran Western director John Sturges. So I think I had a film recently by John Sturges, and I said I heard his name, but I wasn't sure what else he'd done. Maybe Roy had seen that video and sent this, or maybe I was in Roy's good books, because people was waiting for me to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly to see how I got on with it. And I know it's a film Roy was a big fan of, so I think I did put, first of all, saying it was okay, not a bad film, like to sort of rage bait him, and then I was like, no, I think I gave it 9 or 9.5 out of 10, one of my top watches, or first time watches of last year. I think it was Parasite, then that. Parasite, then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, then 12 Angry Men. Yeah, there's a few classics I hadn't watched until last year. So yeah, let me know the story behind this, Roy. Was it just one? I guess it's quite easy. If people are going to send me a surprise Western film, it's very unlikely I'll have it. Although I am interested in collecting and watching and getting more Westerns, getting to know them, a bit like Hills has been doing, branching out, so to speak. 1 hour, 28 minutes, so not too long for a Western. Yeah, 15 contains strong violence. Sounds good. Music by Lalo Schifrin. I've heard of him. John Saxon is in it. From Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 3, and Enter the Dragon, and Cannibal Apocalypse, is it? The really bad one, like set in like New York streets or something. Hang on, did it say it's directed by... Yeah, John Sturges. 1972. So yeah, maybe it's just when I mentioned John Sturges, Roy had sent this, or yeah, maybe he was just relieved that I enjoyed The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm not sure that's Roy's favourite Western, but I know a lot of people have it up in a high esteem. Oh, this is one that Beazle, one that Roy got sent from Hills, Hilesh, Hills on the Hunt. Both great channels. I've shouted out Hills quite a lot, but in case you knew and this is the first time watching this channel, shout out to Hills. Go and check out his channel. Great channel, quite new in the community, but not only his channel's growing well, but integrated himself. Top guy. And yeah, he sent this on to Roy, and I think Roy really didn't like this. Can't remember, did he give it a 2 out of 5? It wasn't too bad unless it was a 2 out of 10. Yeah, I'd seen this around in a lot of my CEXs. Kind of tempted me with this kind of creepy witch on the front. And then I think Marcus from Expo 2708 had said something about this one. So yeah, give it a try. Hopefully I enjoy it more than Roy did, although not only I'm a bit more sort of horror-centric than Roy, but also probably got a higher threshold for bad films. Not saying this is bad, but yeah, I don't think it's always had the greatest scores on IMDb and things. Beazle is the perfect Halloween movie, it says. Macabre Daily added. Over 6 tumultuous decades, 3 unwitting guests of a cursed New England home stumble upon a sinister secret dwelling beneath its floors, an eternal witch with an insatiable thirst for the souls of the living. 18 strong gore, 2025, 83 minutes, region code B. Got a few pictures on the back. Yeah, see how I get on with this. Hopefully I'll enjoy it more than Roy did. If not, then maybe I'll send it on to somebody. Yeah, obviously send it to someone in the community. Whenever anyone sends me something, if I say I already had it, or I don't like it, or they send me the Blu-ray and a week later I upgrade the 4K, comes out on a boutique label, then I always keep it in the collection really just for posterity and sentimentality if someone sent me a gift, but also, yeah, if anything, I would send it on to someone else. If I don't get on with it, maybe I'll send it on to Marcus. I'll check with Hills and Roy, as I guess it used to belong to both of them. It could be like the communal lost property. Ooh, I guess this is the Dam Busters. Les Brises de Barrages. Un film de Michael Anderson. Oh yeah, it says in brackets, the Dam Busters. Yeah, thank you, Roy. I mean, thank you for all of these, but Dam Busters I've watched on TV when I was a kid. My granddad used to have westerns or war films on all the time, or horse racing, or football, but a lot of horse racing. He used to do a lot of bets, and he was always down on his money, I think. Yeah, I remember seeing this. Don't know if I've kind of watched it in its entirety. You know, I'm probably around there for a few hours waiting for my mum to finish work or dad to pick us up. So, you know, it might have been on at 5 and they picked me up at 6. So, pretty sure I've seen the whole thing. Obviously, I know the story of how they had to like bounce the bombs, and it is based on like a true story. I think it maybe, I can't remember this. Was it? I think it was where Roy lived. They used like a river to practice on. I know it's like a famous place. Again, Roy, let me know. I'm sure you know more than I do about history in general. It's all in French, so I can't really read. I'll try and translate it. So I guess it's saying a classic of cinema, a classic of British cinema, and from director Michael Anderson captures the tension and the courage of the daring raid performed to control the Nazis. I mean, if you could see that there. Un classique de cinéma britannique dans lequel Michael Anderson capture l'attention et le courage d'un raid audacieux contre les Nazis. Sorry if you're French. You're probably turning in your grave, or should I say turning in your bush. The Dam Busters. Thank you, Roy. Yeah, one I've kind of wanted to watch as an adult. Now I'll understand it. I have heard, is it the Dam Busters? I think it's some quite controversial. I won't say it, but I think the dog's name in it is like a racist term that you won't get away with nowadays. So I'll see if it's still in that version. Maybe that's why it's, I was going to say a 12 or an 18, 15, but it doesn't have any. I guess it's an import, so they don't need to go through the BBFC, the British Board of Film Classification. I guess the French version's fine for us to watch. Idris Elba in The Beast. So one, again, I think Roy didn't like. Hopefully Roy's not just sending me all of his bad cast-offs to get rid of them. I'm sure Roy thinks, no, if anybody's going to like, I wouldn't say this crap because I haven't seen it, but, you know, I know Roy didn't get on with Beast or Beazle. Maybe he's got something against things beginning with B. which is ironic because his surname is Barrett. Yeah, I don't think he spoke very highly of this, but yeah, I guess he thinks if anybody's going to like some of this schlock, it'd be Tim, Hills, or Marcus, or maybe Ash. Marcus from X-File 2708, Ash from Popcorn and Horror, respectively. Yeah, never heard of this until Roy had showed it. Idris, don't know how you say his name, stars in this pulse-pounding thriller as a recently widowed husband who returns to South Africa on a long-planned trip to a game reserve. What begins as a journey of healing turns into a fearsome fight for survival as he and his daughters find themselves hunted by a massive rogue lion intent on proving that the savannah has but one apex predator. 15 strong bloody violence, injury, detail, and threat. 1 hour 33 minutes, 2022. Directed by Balthazar Kormaker. Actually, I do think I've heard of that name. Could be a cricketer, though. Gripping through. Well, I mean, it seems interesting, and I like films set in South Africa or any kind of wilderness, like Walkabout set in Australia. Yeah, I'm guessing it's called Beast because of this lion rather than Idris Elba's meant to be the Beast. Not seen too many films of lion. There is one, what was it Jodie spoke about with Val Kilmer, Beasts of the Darkness, something to do with darkness, and that was about these lions that were preying on these railway workers. Were building like a railway, and I think they ate like 100 of them, and they kept on attacking them. I think there's 2 films. One's called Jodie will know. The one with Val Kilmer, something to do with darkness, I'm pretty sure. And I think there was another one which was more true to the original story, where these lions got a taste for human blood, and they did actually kill, I think it was over 100 of the workers before they managed to shoot them or stop them. Don't know if it's sort of along those lines or not, Beast, but yeah, I'll see how I get on with it. But again, Roy didn't like it, so hopefully I'll enjoy it more than him. And the last and not the least one is People Just Do Nothing Big in Japan. So yeah, Roy, I think 3 of these Roy showed on his, was it his last? Maybe not his last video, but his last pickups or recent watches video. I did comment saying, I'm not sure if you know what you've got here, Roy, but basically I used to watch, still watch, it's a series. So this is like, basically he's like the MC, he's the DJ, he also does some DJing and things. Chabudi G is like the A&R kind of guy. He's a bit like a Del Boy trotter. He orders like thousands of crates of these peanuts in a packet, and it all gets crushed. Then he's trying to sell peanut dust. And then you've got Steve, who's just like a drug-addled moron in the background. But yeah, they're like a kind of musical crew that they play like drum and bass, jungle, garage kind of music. I don't think Roy probably likes. I mean, Roy might have enjoyed the comedy. I genuinely find this really funny. It is really well made. So yeah, it was a series just called People Do Nothing. I watched I think there was 3 or 4 seasons. Watched all of that. I think I said to Roy, if you ever seen This Country with Kerry and Curtin, it's like a Somerset kind of, probably sound a bit like me to be fair. Sort of comedy, but done in like a mockumentary style. This is very similar. They're like meant to be a band, and they're playing like private radio, and some guy comes and bangs on the door, and they're all hid under the table, and they pretend they're like hard urban kind of characters, and they're not. And that's kind of the joke of it. But yeah, I kind of said to Roy, I thought Roy would maybe watch it. Maybe he's already watched it, and I guess he won't be able to show it if he talks about it next Sunday on the Sunday Watches. Directed by Jack Clough. 15 strong language drug references. But yeah, excited to watch this. Like I say, I didn't even know they had a film of this. 2020, I think. So yeah, it was out. Probably done 1 season. They did even play clubs. They were at a club near me playing. Apparently they actually were playing really good like musical sets, but with a bit of a comedy style. But yeah, big fan of this. So not only I didn't know they'd done this spin-off, but yeah, thank you, Roy. I'm sure I'll probably get more out of this than Roy, just I do listen to this kind of music, and I have watched the series and do like the comedy. Yeah, I kind of said maybe give it a watch, Roy, and see how you get on with it, but I guess Roy thought, no, what have I bought? I'll just send it on to Tim. I think he did say on the comment, this is probably coming your way. So yeah, it took me nearly 20 minutes to show 6 films, but yeah, thank you very much, Roy. Appreciate all of these. People Just Do Nothing Big in Japan. Idris Elba, Beast. Idris. Les Brises de Barrages. aka the Dam Busters, Beazle, aka the Blind Witch, Joe Kid, and Dr. Zhivago, still sealed with a slipcase. So yeah, thank you very much, Roy. Incidentally, before I forget and change the subject, one film I really want to get hold of, not hinting anybody to send me this, but let me know. One of my mates is saying his favourite film of all time, and he thinks Clint Eastwood's best film, even over Man with No Name trilogy, Dollar's trilogy, whatever you call it, is The High Plains Drifter. So yeah, anyone that's seen that, let me know. He said it's got like a really weird, it's a western, but with like a sort of dreamy atmosphere, all like rolling hills. Yeah, he said it's his favourite. I guess best is different. I guess it's subjective rather than objective. But yeah, he said that's his favourite. Clint Eastwood, or favourite film ever in general, is The High Plains Drifter. So let me know if it's worth getting that. So yeah, good stack there. So thank you, Roy. And I've already showed Roy this, so it's no surprise. But I will give Roy a refresh just in case he's forgot. But yeah, I've got these three put to one side for now. Is The Inn of the Sixth Happiness with Ingrid Bergman, Kurt Jurgens, and Robert Donat. Jam Donat. The Woodsman. Quite disturbing. It hasn't really got much violence, but it's more the pretense of what it's about. But yeah, other than Tremors, probably my favourite film with Kevin Bacon in. Directed by Nicole Kassell, but yeah, really powerful film. A lot is what isn't said and shown is what kind of makes it a bit disturbing. But yeah, obviously on the Tartan video. And then Brazil, very colourful. Obviously I upgraded this to Blu-ray. This one, I just seen it in a charity shop for like 50p and thought I'll pick it up in case anyone wants it. And yeah, offered it to Roy. I thought it'd be his kind of film. Yeah, I'd say The Woodsman, Mean Creek, and The Machinist are the best films I've seen on the Tartan video label. And then this, yeah, I just grabbed it as I thought it looked like Roy's kind of thing. And he did say he hasn't got it. And coincidentally, Sammy G picked this up and showed it about a week or so after I got hold of it. So let us know if it's decent, or let Roy know, at least Sam, because he'll be watching it, not me. But yeah, I'll pile up a few more things before I send it off to you or whatever, Roy. Right, let me quickly show these. So these are ones I picked up from a charity shop. Most of them are like 99p each or 2 for £1. So this one I have already watched, pretty decent. Bit forgettable, I'm not going to lie, quite slow, but yeah, quite enjoyed it. Was 99p for 1 or 2 for £1. Probably see the 99p sticker. Let me take it off. It's called Blessed with Heather Graham and James Purefoy. Also starring Andy Serkis. There's quite a few people in it. Stella Stevens, Fiona Lou Flanagan, James Purefoy, Heather Graham, David Hemmings, but I'd say Andy Serkis, probably the sort of biggest actor in this. Yeah, like it says, cool thriller that mixes Rosemary's Baby with The Omen. Not a spoiler to say, but the kind of spin on this that makes it different from all those other ladies possessed with a devilish child is her and her bloke can't have children or are struggling to conceive, so they go for IVF treatment. And then when they implant the IVF, something happens from there. So where usually they get possessed, or you know, someone will do a ritual, or they'll actually be mated by Satan himself, like in Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, sort of gone down the route of like IVF and genetics, and maybe say they've implanted something that's a bit, I can't really say too much about spoiling it, but amongst past mother to be, yeah, I mean, a bit random with this like evil monk. Guess he's meant to be like the Black Monk of Pontefract or something, which is like an urban legend in Britain. But yeah, it's enjoyable. I'll talk about it more when I show it on the recent watches. But yeah, bought that and already watched it. Blessed. I can't believe I'd never heard of that. I said to Ash and Marcus when I showed it to them on our group, it was like, never heard of it. Probably not good. Marcus said whenever it shows like Rosemary's Baby or The Omen, they're usually lying and using that as a selling point. But I was like, well, with Heather Graham, it's got to at least be interesting. Directed by Simon Fellows, so I think I have heard of. 90 minutes, 15, contains strong language and violence. But yeah, really good music, I would say. The main thing I was sort of getting from that. And then this one, again, these were like 2 for £1. Mostly got this from the director of the Blair Witch Project. I do enjoy the Blair Witch Project. I really like what's it called, with the aliens altered. And my friend Al Pearson was telling me about some other things they've done. I think maybe Al has mentioned this. It's called Lovely Molly. So yeah, I don't really know too much what the film's about, but one I don't really see around. And yeah, once I've seen on the front, director of Blair Witch Project, Eduardo Sanchez, 2012, 15, contains strong language, sex, violence, gore, and hard drug use. A hauntingly terrifying account of one woman's struggle to overcome a dark presence that haunts her. Yeah, let me know if anyone knows about Lovely Molly. Yeah, this one, can't believe I hadn't heard of. Sometimes when you get a film with a stat cast like this and you've not heard of it, you're like, maybe there's a reason I haven't heard of it. And yeah, sometimes these kind of ones that go under the radar because they're not great. Otherwise, I can't say I wouldn't have heard of this, with Ryan Gosling, Frank Langella, and Kirsten Dunst in All Good Things. Yeah, it looks like a kind of thriller, directed by Andrew Jarecki, inspired by one of the most notorious unsolved missing person cases in New York history. All Good Things is a love story and murder mystery set against the backdrop of a 1980s real estate dynasty. David Marks, the heir to his family's fortune, meets working class Katie, and they flee the city for a simple life in the country. Eventually, they are lured back to the city by his father, where David mysteriously turns more controlling and violent. When Katie disappears without a trace and David's best friend turns up dead, David becomes the main suspect, and the family's dark secrets lead the way to a disturbing truth. 15 for 97 minutes from... don't think I can actually see here. Maybe it's on the disc. No, I don't think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, not really heard of this, but most films I've seen Ryan Gosling in, he's good. Frank Langella, good. Kirsten Dunst, good. What can go wrong? Let me know if you've seen it and it's going to go wrong. This one I have seen years ago, but never really owned. But Roman Polanski film with Johnny Depp is The Ninth Gate. Again, I think all of these were 99p each or 2 for £1. No one can conjure up an atmosphere of overripe evil quite like Polanski. Creepy mystery thriller. That's what the Sunday Telegraph and Barry Norman are saying. It's a 15, 2 hours, 1 minute from the year 2000. Yeah, I have seen this. Can't remember too much about it. It's like as you can tell by The Ninth Gate, I think it's like a cult demonic-y kind of thing. Yeah, seen it once years ago. Can't remember much at all. I think I watched this around the same time as The Astronaut's Wife with Johnny Depp. That were both quite kind of creepy, weird films. This one, not too sure if it's good. I guess it's a remake. It's Prom Night, A Night to Die For. Again, 99p or 2 for £1. Directed by Nelson McCormick. 15, contains infrequent, strong language and sustained threat. 1 hour, 25 minutes from 2008. Prom Night. Yeah, I think there's an original from the 80s kind of slasher. I don't think it was like a video nasty. But yeah, heard this isn't too bad a remake. I don't know, but sometimes, I'll have an odd number of, say, 5, 6, 7, whatever I'm getting when you need pairs of them. Even numbers, shall I say. And then, I'll look over the thing and there's not any that have taken my fancy that much. So I'll either pick up one that I think someone else might like, or I'll go for something like that just to make up the number. This one I will show, but actually a present for my friend Sammy G. Seen it and thought it looks like the kind of film he's into. I think it's Kirsten Stewart's first role. Filmed by Mary Stuart Masterson, who won an Academy Award as an actress and then went on to direct this. Sam did make a funny joke when I sent it to him about he likes cakes. Then I said something about Mr. Kipling or something, but it's the Cake Eaters. So yeah, when I seen the cast and what it's about and the kind of cover, I thought this looks like the kind of one Sammy would like, the kind of thing Ash has been recommending to Sam. Yeah, it's been nominated for awards. It's got Kirsten Stewart, Aaron Stanford, Bruce Dern. Even though it's for Sam, I thought I'd just mention it. So Ash, I'm guessing, might have seen it, or maybe Ollie or someone, if anyone's watching. Let Sam know if this is very decent. The Cake Eaters, aka Victoria Sam Cake. This one I got sealed. One I've always been interested in. In fact, I've just finished watching Ash's most recent 2010's Blu-ray horror overview with some 4Ks, and he had this in there on Blu-ray. Never seen it, but yeah, heard it's decent. Monster. On DVD, 15. Sticker right over who it's directed by. No, I can't get that sticker off, so I don't know who directed it. Yeah, it's a found footage film. Like giant octopus beast, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be decent or not, but again, these are working at 50p, so not too bad. This one I did actually get in a different charity shop. That was just 99p with no deal on, but this is a rare one that I don't really see around, although I have seen it on TV. We read the book of this as a kid in school, of Mice and Men. This is the American version with John Malkovich and Gary Sinise. Directed by Gary Sinise. I don't know how you say his name. Apparently he was in Forrest Gump. Oh, hang on, no, it's got John Malkovich. Basically, I have seen this, like I say, in school when they'd roll out the big old TV on a rainy day because we read the book and then they wanted us to watch the film. But the version I can remember seeing is the British version, which has Matthew Kelly from Stars in Their Eyes. Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be in Of Mice and Men. Can't remember who the other guy is in it, but Matthew Kelly plays the big, dumb... Oh, what's his name in it? Yeah, John Malkovich is in this, apparently. Gary Sinise, I guess you're saying it. Hortonfoot. So Lenny's playing... Oh, sorry, Malkovich is playing Lenny. So yeah, Lenny is the... About being mean, the big dumb oaf. And that was the one Matthew Kelly played, so you could argue he was typecast the whole rest of his career from that role. But yeah, I do want to get the British version. Let me know who was the other guy that played opposite him. Tell me the name of the person that's not... Lenny and George. So yeah, let me know who played George. But yeah, I think when I said about a year ago in the group about it, Jodie Stewart or someone was like, really? There's a British version? Laughing, thinking. Then I think one of them found it on Google and they were like, no, it is a real thing. There was of Mice and Men with Matthew Kelly. Original novel written by John Steinbeck, for those avid readers of you out there, which I don't think there's many. This is one I've never watched. I do need to get the Christmas Vacation. I know Angelo's a big fan of that. Is it National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where they have the Christmas at the Griswold? But this is just the Vacation. But yeah, I like the front cover on this. Quite epic art style. And it's one of these like clam snapper cases. Yeah, not really seen any of these. Oh, and it does say something about Griswold of the Desert. So yeah, I think you can get a box set with like National Lampoon's Vacation, Christmas Vacation, about 6 in. I did see it in a local CX or charity shop. I think it was damaged or something, so I didn't get it. But yeah, I think this worked out free for £1 or something. In one of them, I get confused. It's probably good practice to say which charity shops they're from, but I forget all of that. So yeah, sorry if I've not shouted out the old people that are getting the money from this, or the widows of the war, or ill children, beaten animals. I don't know which money is going to which of those charities. Sorry. And then this one, I thought it looked interesting, but one I don't see around. But I grabbed it more to see if Roy had it, and I thought he already had it on Blu-ray, which he did. But it's an Ealing comedy. This was £1. The Lavender Hill Mob, Alec Guinness, Stanley Holloway, directed by Charles Crichton. One of the very best from the legendary Ealing comedies era. So I do have The Lady Killers. I think is a Ealing comedy, and then I think quite a lot of those vintage classics were like Ealing comedies. What's the other one? Roy, like Hobson's Choice, is it? Maybe is an Ealing comedy. But yeah, not seen it, so see how I get on with it. But heard good things. Lavender Hill Mob, 1951, contains mild violence. I suppose it's a universal, it contains mild violence. Starring Alec Guinness, Stanley Holloway with Sidney James and Alfie Bass. Sid James, is that the same one from the Carry-Ons? Because I've always known him as Sid, not Sydney. Directed by Charles Crichton, and that's the father of Michael Crichton. But yeah, sometimes when you see something that's for £1, I'm like, I'll just grab it, see if anyone wants it, see how I get on with it. So yeah, that's the 7 actually. I keep forgetting Roy sent this just for you with the middle finger. Actually, I should open it like that, so you can see it up there. Flipping the bird at everyone. Yeah, so 6 films on Blu-ray and that little gift, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 charity shop pickups, I think. I'll be back soon with the recent watches. I was going to tack this opening from Roy onto that, but I thought because I've watched 8 or 9, talk about them a while, this will probably go on for it goes on for 45 minutes standard anyway for recent watches, and plus I spent 20 minutes, should I say, talking about the gifts from Roy. Yeah, this went on an hour, so I won't torture you too much. Yeah, thank you very much, Roy. I'll obviously put Roy in the title and in the description. Go and check out Roy if you're not subscribed to him, but I'm sure everyone that knows me probably knows me through Roy, to be fair. But yeah, good gentleman, good YouTube channel, good film knowledge, no questionable choice in football club. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I'll tag everybody down below what I've mentioned. Thank you, bye.